Lord, I come before you today with a heart that longs for restoration. In the quiet moments of my life, I felt the distance growing between us, like a marriage that has lost its spark. I remember when our relationship was new and vibrant, when I would wake each morning eager to spend time in your presence. Those days when your word felt fresh and alive, when prayer wasn't a duty but a delight. Today, I'm seeking that connection again, that intimate bond that once defined my walk with you. I confess that I've allowed the busyness of life, the demands of family, and the weight of my responsibilities to create space between us. Father, you know the anxiety that has crept into my heart, the worry that has become my unwelcome companion. This anxiety has been like a wall between us, blocking the clear channel of communication we once enjoyed. I've been afraid to be fully honest with you, afraid that my doubts and fears would disappoint you. But today, I'm laying down that fear. I'm coming to you just as I am, with all my brokenness and uncertainty. You've promised that you would never leave me nor forsake me, yet I've been the one who has stepped away. I've been the one who has allowed other voices to drown out yours, who has sought comfort in places that could never truly satisfy. Lord, I'm reminded of the story of the prodigal son, how he wandered far from his father's house, thinking he would find freedom and fulfillment. But you are the Father in that story, watching and waiting for my return. You're not standing with arms crossed in judgment, but with arms open wide in welcome. I've been afraid of your disappointment, but you offer only love. I've been ashamed of my failures, but you offer only grace. I've been worried about your rejection, but you offer only acceptance. Today, I'm running back to you, back to the safety and security of your presence, back to the love that never fails. God of second chances, I ask for your forgiveness for the times I've neglected our relationship, for the mornings I rushed into my day without acknowledging you, for the evenings I fell asleep without thanking you, for the moments of crisis when I turned to others before turning to you, for the times I've trusted my own understanding rather than seeking your wisdom, for the days I've lived as if you weren't real, as if your promises weren't true. I know that your forgiveness is immediate and complete, that you cast my sins as far as the east is from the west. Help me to receive that forgiveness fully, to walk in the freedom it brings. Father, I want to rebuild the foundation of our relationship, to restore the intimacy we once shared. Like a marriage that needs intentional care, I commit to investing time and energy into our connection. I will create space in my day for quiet moments with you, for reading your word not just for information but for transformation. I will speak to you throughout my day, sharing my thoughts and feelings, my joys and sorrows. I will listen for your voice, tuning my heart to recognize your gentle whispers. I will surround myself with reminders of your presence, with people who encourage my faith rather than diminish it. I will guard our time together as sacred and essential. Lord, I acknowledge that restoration takes time, that trust is rebuilt slowly through consistent connection. There may be days when I don't feel your presence, when prayers seem to bounce off the ceiling, when your word feels dry and lifeless. In those moments, help me to remember that feelings are not facts, that your presence is a promise not dependent on my emotions. Give me the perseverance to keep showing up, to keep seeking your face, to keep believing that you are working even when I cannot see it. Faith is not the absence of doubt but the choice to trust despite it. God of all comfort, I bring before you the anxiety that has been my constant companion, the racing thoughts that keep me awake at night, the knot in my stomach that never seems to unravel, the fear that colors how I see the future. You've told us in your word not to be anxious about anything, but in everything by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, to present our requests to you. So I'm bringing my anxiety to you now, laying it at your feet, asking for the peace that transcends understanding. I know that worry is a poor substitute for prayer. That anxiety accomplishes nothing but stealing my joy and peace. Heavenly Father, restore to me the joy of your salvation, the delight I once found in your presence. When I first came to know you, there was a lightness in my spirit, a sense of wonder and awe at your goodness. Somewhere along the way, religion replaced relationship, duty replaced delight, and obligation replaced opportunity. I want to experience again the freedom of being your beloved daughter, the security of knowing I am held in your hands, the joy of walking through life with you by my side. Remove the heavy yoke of performance and perfectionism, and give me instead your yoke that is easy and your burden that is light. Lord, I confess that I've often approached our relationship with a list of requests rather than a heart of gratitude. I've treated you more like a cosmic vending machine than the loving Father you are. Today, I want to shift my focus from what I need from you to who you are to me. You are my provider, meeting my needs before I even ask. You are my healer, binding up my broken places with tender care. You are my defender, standing between me and the enemy who seeks to destroy. You are my guide, lighting the path before me one step at a time. You are my comforter, holding me close when grief threatens to overwhelm. God who sees me, I felt invisible lately, overlooked and forgotten in the chaos of life. But you have promised that you know me intimately, that you've counted the very hairs on my head. You see not just my actions but my intentions, not just my words but the thoughts behind them. You know my rising up and my lying down. You're familiar with all my ways. There is nowhere I can go from your presence, no situation so dark that your light cannot penetrate. When I feel lost and alone, remind me that I am seen, known, and deeply loved by the Creator of the universe, the one who spoke stars into existence. Father, I want to restore the trust that has been damaged in our relationship. Trust that you are good, even when life is not. Trust that you are working all things together for my good, even when circumstances seem to contradict that promise. Trust that your timing is perfect, even when waiting feels unbearable. Trust that your ways are higher than mine, even when I don't understand the path you've chosen. Trust that your love for me is unwavering, even when I feel unlovable. Help me to remember the times you've been faithful in the past, the prayers you've answered, the ways you've provided, the doors you've opened and closed. Lord of restoration, I'm reminded of the valley of dry bones in Ezekiel, how you breathed life into what was dead and hopeless. There are areas in my relationship with you that feel like those dry bones. Prayer that has become routine, worship that has lost its wonder, service that has become obligation. Breathe your life into these dry places, reconnect what has been disconnected, restore what has been lost. Speak life over the barren places in my spiritual journey, call forth growth where there has been stagnation, bring beauty from the ashes of disappointment and disillusionment. Nothing is beyond your power to restore and renew. We have available in the first pinned comment a special ebook called Don't Think, Trust and Surrender, which can help alleviate the main symptoms of anxiety. Remember that this is not a substitute for specialized professional support. God of all wisdom, I ask for discernment as I rebuild my relationship with you. Help me to distinguish between your voice and the many other voices competing for my attention. The voice of culture that tells me I'm never enough, the voice of comparison that robs me of contentment, the voice of fear that paralyzes me with what-ifs, the voice of shame that reminds me of past failures. Your voice is distinct. It brings peace, not panic, freedom, not bondage, conviction, not condemnation. Tune my spiritual ears to recognize when you are speaking, whether through your word, through circumstances, through other believers, or through that still, small voice within. Father who pursues, thank you for never giving up on me, for continuing to seek relationship even when I've turned away. Like the shepherd who leaves the 99 to find the one lost sheep, you've come after me in my wandering. You've sent people into my life to remind me of your love. You've orchestrated circumstances to draw me back to your heart. You've whispered to me in moments of quiet reflection. Your pursuit is relentless but never forceful, persistent but never pushy. You respect my free will while continually inviting me into deeper connection. Your love is not manipulative but magnetic, drawing me back to where I belong. Lord, I confess that I've sometimes treated our relationship as transactional rather than transformational. I've come to you with my hands out, asking for blessings and benefits, without offering my heart in return. I've wanted the comfort of your presence without the challenge of your holiness, the peace you provide without the surrender you require. Today, I'm recommitting to a relationship that transforms me from the inside out, that changes not just my circumstances but my character. I want to become more like you. More loving, more patient, more kind, more self-controlled. I want your priorities to become my priorities. Your passions to become my passions. God of new beginnings, I thank you that with you, there is always a fresh start available. No matter how far I've strayed, no matter how long I've been distant, today can be day one of a restored relationship. Your mercies are new every morning. Your compassion never fails. The slate is wiped clean, the past is forgiven, and we begin again. There is no probationary period with you. No earning back of trust or favor. Your love is immediate and unconditional. Your acceptance is complete and without reservation. Help me to embrace this truth, to walk in the freedom it provides, to extend the same grace to others that you have extended to me. Father, I recognize that my relationship with you affects all my other relationships. When I am secure in your love, I don't look to others to fill what only you can provide. When I am walking closely with you, I have more patience, more kindness, more understanding to offer those around me. When I am receiving your forgiveness, I can more readily forgive those who hurt me. When I am experiencing your acceptance, I am less defensive and more open. As I restore my connection with you, I ask that the overflow would bring healing and restoration to my marriage, my parenting, my friendships, my work relationships. Let your love flow through me to others. Lord who heals, I bring before you the wounds that have affected our relationship. Perhaps I've been hurt by those who claim to represent you but whose actions contradicted your character. Perhaps I've experienced tragedy or suffering that left me questioning your goodness or power. Perhaps I've been disappointed by unanswered prayers or unfulfilled expectations. These wounds have created barriers between us, have made me hesitant to trust, to hope, to believe. Today, I invite your healing presence into these tender places. Replace lies with truth, fear with faith, bitterness with forgiveness. Restore what the locusts have eaten. Redeem what the enemy meant for harm. God of perfect love, I know that your word tells us that perfect love casts out fear. My anxiety is rooted in fear. Fear of the future, fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of loss. As I restore my relationship with you, as I experience more deeply the reality of your love, I ask that this love would drive out the fear that has held me captive. Help me to truly believe and internalize the truth that nothing can separate me from your love. Not death or life, not angels or demons, not the present or the future, not any powers, not height or depth, not anything else in all creation. When I am secure in this love, anxiety loses its power over me. We have available in the first pinned comment a special ebook called Don't Think, Trust and Surrender, which can help alleviate the main symptoms of anxiety. Remember that this is not a substitute for specialized professional support. Father, I want to rebuild the altar of worship in my heart, to restore the practice of offering you praise not just when life is good but in all circumstances. True worship isn't dependent on my feelings or my circumstances but on your unchanging character. You are worthy of praise when the path is smooth and when it is rocky, when prayers are answered and when they seem to go unheard, when I feel your presence and when I feel alone. Today, I choose to worship you with my words, with my actions, with my attitudes, with my priorities. I will offer the sacrifice of praise, declaring your goodness even when life is hard. Lord of the journey, I recognize that restoration is a process, not an event. Our relationship won't be fully restored in a day or a week or even a month. There will be steps forward and steps backward, moments of intimacy and moments of distance. Give me patience with the process and with myself. Help me to celebrate progress without demanding perfection. When I stumble, remind me that your grace is sufficient, that your power is made perfect in weakness. Keep me from the twin dangers of complacency and discouragement. The temptation to settle for less than the vibrant relationship you desire or to give up when growth seems slow. God who listens, thank you for always having time for me. Unlike human relationships where attention is limited and divided, you are fully present whenever I turn to you. You never check your watch during our conversations, never glance over my shoulder for someone more interesting or important. You are attentive to my every word, understanding even the thoughts and feelings I struggle to articulate. You never dismiss my concerns as trivial or my questions as foolish. You listen not just to respond but to understand, not just with your mind but with your heart. Help me to approach you with this same quality of attention, to listen for your voice with expectancy and openness. Father who delights, restore to me the awareness of your pleasure in me, not because of what I do or accomplish, but simply because I am yours. Like a parent who finds joy in watching their child sleep, you take pleasure in me even when I am not performing or producing. Your smile is not earned but freely given. Your approval is not conditional but constant. When I internalize this truth, the anxious striving falls away, the desperate need to prove my worth dissolves. I can rest in the knowledge that I am already loved, already accepted, already enough in your eyes. This is the foundation of our restored relationship. Not my reaching for you, but your reaching for me. Lord, as I close this time of prayer, I commit to making our relationship a priority moving forward. Not out of duty or obligation, but out of desire and delight. I will guard our time together from the encroachment of busyness and distraction. I will approach you with honesty and vulnerability rather than pretense and performance. I will remember that you desire mercy, not sacrifice, relationship, not religion. Thank you for your patience in waiting for me to return, for your persistence in pursuing me, for your promise to complete the good work you've begun in me. I believe that our best days together are not behind us but ahead of us, that the future holds a deeper intimacy than we've ever known before. If this prayer has touched your heart today, please take a moment to like and share this video with someone who might need these words of encouragement. Remember that restoration is possible for every relationship, especially the one with our loving Father. Your journey of rebuilding trust and intimacy with God can inspire others who are walking a similar path. Thank you for joining me in this time of prayer and reflection.